What's up, Vaughn? Good morning.
Howdy, guys. How's it going?
What's up, bro?
Have you gotten used to the traffic in town?
No, I mean I'm out here in Leesburg, so I don't really get a lot. And I just take the tollway straight to the facility, and I come home. I really don't do much, man. I sit at home, I stream, and I got a chef here at the crib. My kids are here on the weekend, so I'm really a homebody.
Have you ever driven on the Beltway?
You're out near me.
Have you driven on the Beltway here in DC? Do you even know what that road is?
Well, he's got to get to the game, home games.
Well, he's on the bus.
Yeah, he's probably in a bus.
Yeah.
No, that's it. That's going to the home games and coming home from the games. Yep.
Beltway's a nightmare.
Hey, you know what? You're a smart man. Avoid the Beltway at all costs.
I don't think he's.
Where do you travel like a college team? They
how do you get to the game?
Yeah, I drive. We drive to the game.
Oh, I thought you stayed in a hotel the night before games, even at home.
We do.
Oh,
yep,
okay,
we do.
But you drive from the hotel.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Hey, I was going to ask you.
Saturday.
I was going to ask you because we were talking a lot about this game against the Raiders and talking about the difference in rest. Can you kind of explain how much of a huge difference that is when you guys played on a Thursday and they played the late game on a doubleheader Monday night game? How much of a difference is that? How much of an advantage is that when you're playing at home against a team that's on a really, really short week versus you playing the Thursday before that?
I don't. I mean, this is my 15th year in the league, so I mean, I don't like to make much out of it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like what we said last week. Going against Green Bay. On a Thursday, like on a short week on a Thursday night.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been playing football our whole life, and I feel like I can roll out of bed and play football. But I mean, rest is always good. And I mean, we got. We have the oldest team in the NFL, so I mean, rest can only help us out. So I think if you really look at it, maybe it's something there, but I don't think it's much to create a significant advantage.
Well, you guys just looked like you were going at 100% for all 4 quarters. They looked like they were kind of dying about the second quarter.
Well, maybe they're just sorry.
You guys were clearly better, but I don't know. I just thought that was a huge difference.
I mean, towards the end of the game, they started to pick up and. Get some things going too. I was always, me. Like I said, it's my 15th year in the league, and I don't really like to underestimate anybody. So I was just preaching, don't blink, because they got number 2 over there. They got Jacoby over there. They got some guys that could get it going pretty fast. So I was just trying to, get in and out. I was trying to get another sack for the rest of the game.
I bet you were.
Hey, Vaughn, I saw you talking about your sack celebration when you sacked Geno Smith. You basically went old school. You watched some of your old tape, Broncos-Raiders matchups from back in the day to break out that celly, right?
Yeah, that was from 2019. That was about 6 years ago. I mean, that was the last time I played the Raiders, too. The last time I played the Raiders, I was able to get a sack, and that was the sack dance that I did. And, my guys, my social media team, they make these pregame these pregame videos from my Instagram, and I had watched it, and that was on there, so it was already on my mind. And then before the game, one of my coaches, he was telling me, he was like, "Hey, man, I want to see Will Gay." He was like, "Man, I want to see the sack dances from, the old school sack dances used to do." So it was already on my mind. So whenever I was able to get there, I just went ahead and went old school on them.
Hey, Vaughn, it was nice that Geno was holding the ball forever, too, in the game. Like, he just wouldn't get rid of the ball, which is great for you, and the other guys are racking up a ton of sacks, 5 in total.
And he didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
Yeah.
And that's good coverage, man. It was great complementary football all across the board. Pass rush, linebackers, DBs, special teams had a great day. Whether it was punt and return or kickoff return or kickoff, punt block, field goal block. Offense had a great day, whether they were throwing the ball, whether they were passing the ball. Really, in all phases, we did a pretty good job, man. And Coach DQ was, preaching complimentary football, and it's good to go out there and, do the things that you practice on and do the things that you expect to do in the game.
I know I asked you a couple weeks ago about do you set up opponents and all this? And you're like, no, man, I just go after it. Like, you're at this point, you're playing a lot, but you're not playing maybe every down. And so you just get after it when you can. Can you describe, though, that sack? Because You made it look so friggin' easy. You get around your guy, and then you just grab his arm, I guess, instinctively. Can you tell us what you're thinking as you're going through that play?
Yeah. So I played a lot in this last game. I played a lot in this last game.
With like 38 snaps or something like that.
Yeah, I played a lot, and it felt good. I mean, it felt good to play.
Yeah.
A lot. Yeah, Coach Tapp and, the guys, they do a good job of rotating us in and rotating us out. And, I played a lot. So I had the opportunity to set up, pass rushes in this game. And, I had the opportunity to, to run up the field and kind of get them running. And then, was able to, branch off of that with a long arm. And, yeah, it was just an overall good day. And it felt good, from the time that we got to the stadium. It just, everything felt like it was in the right spot, and it was good to go out there and do our job.
Do they coach? I mean, listen, I never played defensive end or nothing. Do they coach you like that's one of the first things you do, or is that just instinct? Grab his arm that has the ball. Like, is that one of the basics that they coach you up on?
No, I mean, I don't know about. I mean, they coach you about getting the ball out. So,
right.
We haven't had a turnover on defense yet. So I was trying to make that happen. I was trying to knock the ball out, and I don't know. Gino just got hands of steel. He was able to hold on to the ball. I tried to twice, and the second one he was able to pull away.
Right.
So I was trying to get the ball twice.
I'm talking to Von Miller, who had a sack in the win against the Raiders. I'm wondering, in your 15 years in the league, who was the toughest tackle you faced, and did you go up against Tunsil?
Yeah, I went against Tunsil, and I had a sack against Tunsil, but they said I was offsides. But I went back and watched the tape, and they said, and we talk about this all the time. We talk about this all the time.
Bad call.
No, but yeah, I played against Tunsil. He's still great. He's still a great tackle. He's definitely one of the better left tackles in the league still to this day. For me, I go against right tackles most of the time, and I had some battles with Mitchell Schwartz, the right tackle for the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
For about 8 years, I had some battles with Mitchell Schwartz, and when the Chiefs was just running the AFC, they're still competitive in the AFC. Got a slow start this year, but this is when Mitch was there, Mitch and Eric Fisher, and they were running the AFC West, and I had some battles with Mitchell Schwartz. I think Lane Johnson is a great tackle as well, and Trent Williams. Those would be my guys. So Tunsil, Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, Mitchell Schwartz.
Hey, Vaughn, what's gotten into your teammate, Dorrance Armstrong, leading the NFL in both total pressures and pressure rate through 3 weeks? He's not like a household name, but he's doing work there on that defensive line.
He's got help on the other side now.
Yeah, it definitely helps.
Yeah, he's doing work, man, and he's been on fire since it started training camp. When I got here, so we've been talking pass rush, and I just think whenever you're able to just create separation on the inside and able to create one-on-ones, and you're able to highlight what guys can do. And he always can do it. It's just being able to be highlighted now.
You told us last week you're a big fan of watching the NFL. You're an NFL geek. Did you see the ending of the Eagles game and kind of the craziness that they win with 2 block kicks in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, that's insane. And this week it was a lot of block kicks.
Yes,
there's a lot of block kicks. I don't know what's going on with that. They got I'm sure they have a breakup. I'm sure they have a segment on that this week. But yeah, especially the one with was Jordan Davis. He ran the ball back. Was it 60 yards, 70 yards?
Yep.
I don't know if that was more impressive or the other one where the guy with who was it that was playing Tampa that jumped over the line and picked. I mean, that was one of the most athletic things I've ever seen.
Was that Tampa and the Jets?
Yeah. Yep. Was that the Jets guy? Yeah, that was the Jets guy that did that.
He just jumped right over.
And blocked it, caught it himself, finished it off. I mean,
and Aaron Glenn's dancing over there like they won the game.
I mean, he made jumping over it look like it would be like you jumping over a puddle.
No, these guys were sick.
Yeah, he was able to time that well, because if you touch that guy, it's a penalty.
Right.
If you touch that snapper, it's a penalty. But yeah, he was able to time it well, and it's just a good weekend to be an NFL fan. A lot of great plays. Last night was a great game as well. Monday night game. It was a really good one. Lions versus the Ravens. Yeah, NFL's been on fire this weekend.
Hey, Vaughn, we knew head coach Dan Quinn is a tough guy, but that was really exemplified when Marcus ran over him on the sideline and he gets his nose bloodied, smacks his head on the ground, pops right back up, like cheering for I think it was a field goal after that, raises
He was
fist.
dazed, though. You could tell he was dazed.
But he's a tough dude, no doubt. Showed it over the weekend.
Yeah, toughness comes from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
Leadership comes from the top down, man. And he's a tough guy. He's a tough leader, and it just trickles downhill, man. We always talk about arriving violently and being a tough, smart team, and he's a great example of that.
All right, so Vaughn, you guys take on the Falcons next. Falcons didn't score this week. Penix was benched in favor of Kirk Cousins at the end of the game, but you should be facing Penix. But when you talk about the Falcons offense, you got to start with Bijan. What do you know about him? Have you faced him? What do you expect to see this week against the Falcons?
I have never played against Bijan, but like I said, I'm a fan of football. I've been able to see some of the great things that he's been able to do in the league. We've had some workouts together in the off season at the Star in Dallas. We got the same trainer with Mo Wells, so I've been around him, without the shoulder pads on and just training and stuff. And he's an incredible athlete. It's every week you're gonna get an incredible athlete. We had Genty last week, and Bijan this week. He's fast, quick. Some of the highlights that he had last year were just unreal. His ability to just stop on the dime and just shake the whole defense and put DBs in the blender. Not only D linemen linebackers, but DBs in a blender and take it to the crib. So he's a home run threat whenever he gets the ball, whether that's a screen, a toss, or just hand it off to him. Like I said, every week you're going to have some type of unreal talent here in the NFL.
Does facing a left-handed quarterback even enter into your mind?
No, not me. I haven't played. I think the last left-handed was a Tua. I played Tua, and Tua was left-handed. I played him, twice a year when I was in Buffalo. But yeah, no, not for me. It doesn't change things for me. I just play my game. Might be a little bit easier because the left-hand quarterback don't see you coming. But
right.
I mean, it's not like they're looking at one side of the field anyway, so they're able to see everything from the start of the snap. So it's like I said, you make it this far. It doesn't matter if you're left-handed, right-handed. You're able to be competitive in the league.
Vaughn, you follow the league and you watch it. Does it? I mean, you've been in the league so long, so you've seen everything. But when the Packers beat you guys, and they were kind of dominant, because we came in here and go, man, the Packers, they're a top two team. They're another level. And then they go to Cleveland and look like butt. I mean, does that surprise you, or is that just the NFL? We should just expect good teams to lose to bad teams.
I wouldn't necessarily say that the Browns are a bad team.
Okay.
They got some great players there too. I mean, whenever you got a defensive line with Myles Garrett, like you don't have a bad team. And that Ravens Browns game that they played the week before, like it got out of hand late. Like it was competitive throughout that whole game. So I'm sure coaches were telling them, if we're able to clean this up, then we'll be able to play. We'll be able to compete. And you just need a little bit of life in the league. Every team has guys, and every team has great coaches, and that's why the NFL is the best. That's why the NFL is the best league in the world. Like you really never know. And every year, media pundits and guys they get infatuated with crowning the Super Bowl champion week one. It's like a thing. Like they want to be able to say who's going to win the Super Bowl like week one, start the season, or without even playing any games. It's like a thing. Like they just want to be able to call it first, and you just can't do that in the National Football League. There are so many different factors that happen week in and week out. You got teams learning about other teams. You got injuries. You got coaches getting better. You got players getting better. So you really just never know until playoffs, and playoffs come too. I remember when I was with the Broncos, like we won 9 games. Our Super Bowl year, we won 9 games within 3 points or less. We're able to patch together some wins in the playoffs. We were supposed to lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bradley Roby was able to knock the ball out. We played the Patriots, who they've never lost to a team twice in 1 year, especially in the playoffs. We're able to beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship. going to the Super Bowl, we're playing a Carolina Panthers team that had won 15 games, only lost one. Had Cam Newton MVP, and we were big underdogs, and we were able to win that. So
you never know.
You just really never know. You got to take it one play at a time, and come February, got to be able to change some games together, and then we'll see.
Well, it makes this question seem kind of silly then. So 3 games in, heading into game 4, are you comfortable with where you guys are as a team, considering the injuries? Last year, you weren't here, but we really avoided injuries for the most part. They seem to be stacking up, but from your perspective, is this kind of normal injury stuff, or does this team seem a little bit more snake bit? How comfortable are you right now heading into week 4?
Well, I'm comfortable. Injuries suck, man. But I think the strong part about our team is the team. We got a lot of players all over the place. Of course we want our guys out there. Of course we want Jaden out there. But Marcus was able to come in and lead the ship. We got some talented guys all over the place. Of course we need our guys to go do what we need to do. But to get through where we're at right now, I think we are able to do it. The strength of our team is the team.
Mm-hmm. Have you massaged Jaden's knee?
No, I haven't. And like I said, I try not to say too much, man. And when I was young, you always had those vets that come in and was like, "Hey, man, do this." Try this. When I was back in my day, I tried this. It helped. It. Like I never wanted to be that guy. So, if guys ask me questions, I'm an open book. I recommend some stuff, the things that I used to do, but, I just try to stay out the way, man. And I'm a resource if they ever need me,
Vaughn, thanks as always for the time. Best of luck in Atlanta. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. See you next week.
All right, thank you, buddy.
That's Vaughn Miller from your Washington Commanders. When we come back, we'll give you a chance to win a pair of tickets to go see Adam Sandler when his tour comes to Capital One Arena this weekend. We actually have 2 pairs of tickets, so stay tuned for your chance to win. Bank local, cheer local. In business, every day is game day. Business is always moving up or down, but never still. That's why the Main Street Bank team treats every day like game day. Main Street Bank is a business-focused community bank, proudly serving the DMV since 2004. Visit mstreetbank.com to learn how to put our team in your office. Main Street Bank, member FDIC, equal housing opportunity lender.